to the Ace Podcast, where I am your host, Will the Greatest. We talk all things art, culture, and entertainment, more specifically. Fuck! God damn it! Okay, hold up. I'm gonna do it again. Welcome to the Ace Podcast, where we talk all things art, culture, and entertainment, but more specifically pop culture entertainment. I'm your host, Will the Greatest, and with me, I have my regular co-host, Aaron. Okay. Do we want to go on into our Marvel segment?
Oh boy. All right, let's hit it.
Okay. Do we want to start with the Marvels?
Yeah, seems easiest.
Okay. The Marvels is all right. Let me get this. Let me make this clear first. The end result of the Marvels, I do not entirely blame on Nia DaCosta, and Disney and Marvel do not put all of the like misgivings and failures of this movie solely on Nia DaCosta, because you had a part to do with it too, and you could have moved this movie to next year. You know, you would have had that time until after the writer's strike so you could actually properly, market the movie and have your cast talk about the fucking movie until after the strike. But you kept the same release date, which happened to be like a week after the SAG-AFTRA strikes were done, like a week or two. So
will that help the quality?
Those are some.
That'll help the box office. Will that help the quality of the movie?
We'll get into that. I'm talking about box office. I'm talking about box office right now, because that's I've seen a lot of blaming going around solely for Nia DaCosta and trying to weave weird narratives where it's like, oh, she wasn't there for the post production and whatnot. Because like, no, you kept holding her up for other things for post production. She had another project that she had to work on, as directors usually do, because you need money to live, so they have to work for money. You know, so she was off starting another job. It wasn't in the middle of production. It was in the middle of like reshoots and post. So it's not all on her. Now we can talk about the quality of the movie. Boy, this movie is rough. It's a rough watch.
Yeah.
Aman Vellani probably has the leg strength of an Olympian, because she carried the entire hour 57 of this movie on her shoulders like a fucking champion.
On her.
She is like the princess of Marvel of the MCU right now, and we have to keep that young lady safe. She is just like, you ever seen somebody like walk through a fire and like a tornado? That's her just walking through the bullshit of what was going on around it. Like, where to start and where to begin?
She keeps it positive. She finds a way.
She finds a way. She's so damn charming and talented. Her costume sucks, but she's good. She's very good. Dar-Ben and her cute little grill. Here's my thing. If you couldn't find a reason to have the villain really be there, that's like interesting and engaging, that people would give a shit about, don't have the villain. Don't. The mystery in this movie was interesting enough. I don't think the movie needed a threat that you had to fight. I don't think it did. I think it would have been more interesting to have this weird mystery of traveling time and space with these three women whose powers like swap every time they use it.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. Dar-Ben didn't really add much to the movie, because it also, by making...
She added a grill and some hilarious ass beatings. Those were some funny ass whoopings. I haven't seen ass whoopings funny like that in a minute. That was funny. What? Look, I'm going to be real, because I think I texted you this. I'm like, you know what one of my favorite things was? Seeing a woman just get jumped by three other women. Like, I know it was like the whole Make Mine Marvel, or they had the A4 sequence in Avengers and people groan. No, here, this shit was funny, because they were like whooping her ass. For real. They were coordinating attacks and then pop, teleport, pop, teleport, pop. Like, that shit wasn't like, that's the feminism I'm signing up for. here for women's equal rights and equal
Equal rights.
lefts. Beat that bitch's ass. Like, that was hilarious. I'm sorry.
Mink, 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 mink.
Make. Getting that bitch
She got
started.
triple mink, but
Like, here's the thing. She lost that fight too. And the fucking tower fell on her. She got stabbed.
she was
Like,
not a worthy villain.
I promise not to be a villain no more.
Bitch,
I take it back. Bitch, I lied. Oh no. I think the only thing that would, you know what, I would have let Darbin slide if when she turned into atoms, she just went oops and it's like, haha, I have the gauntlets. Tink, no, oops. That would have been. I would have.
whoopsie.
Yeah. And she's like, uh-oh. And it just turned into dust.
I would have died. I would have buried in there.
Just whoopsie.
Oh my god. It really was a trash villain. She was real.
Ooh, this movie was a mess. Samuel L. Jackson
What the fuck
was playing somebody who was funny as he was hilarious the whole movie. That wasn't Nick Fury. I don't know who that man was, but he was funny.
I didn't recognize that man. He was clearly not the man from the last thing I just watched.
Yeah, I got to keep it real. I don't know who this man is, but he was funny. He was hilarious.
Oh, bro,
all of his lines were go ahead, black girl magic. I'm like, that was funny. That was funny. When they were going down in the space pod, it's like, what are you doing? Are you praying? And he just kept, he's like, well, don't stop. We're gonna need all the help we can get. Like, all things considered, was he acting like Nick Fury? No. What does this make sense right after Secret Invasion? Absolutely the fuck not.
Absolutely the fuck.
But that shit was hilarious. I was laughing the whole time.
Where's this man's wife?
It's like, look, if you go,
why is he petting?
Where did his beautiful black green wife go? We don't know.
Why is this man petting kittens right after or right as the ship is going down? Going like coochie. I'm like, nigga, the people are dying. Like, what are you doing right now?
People are dying left and right. You over here petting cats. That was the one sequence I can earnestly. So a lot of people didn't like the musical sequence. I didn't like the cat sequence.
Right. I was like, why?
I'm like, you could have bullshit another way to do this. The only reason they did it is because niggas like cats, but I don't like cats.
There's literally nothing about that sequence is necessary to be there. It feels obligatory for
the musical one or the cat one,
because it doesn't affect the at all.
Oh yeah, the cat was like they manufactured a reason to have the cats there. I think they're like, we need more cats. How do we write a scene that makes that situation like a must? And it's like, I know.
Even so, they failed.
The escape pod stopped working
because like it's a bunch of characters that need to get saved, but it's actually two characters in a crew of faceless people. So why is it there?
No, that's what I'm saying is like they made up a reason and worked backwards.
Exactly.
So it's like we need the scene with the cats. They worked backwards from that and like figured out where do the plots meet.
Right.
Where it's like, fuck, we want more cats because girls like cats,
right,
and people like cats, and people think cats and people love kittens. The internet loves kittens, so this will go viral.
Like
all the kittens.
Almost.
I think it was a studio mandate. It was like, okay, if I had to figure out which scene was which, I think the musical scene was Nia DaCosta being like, I want to do some weird wackadoodle shit. And I applaud her for it. That was some unexpected shit. I thought it was creative and entertaining.
I thought it was fun. I feel like it wasn't necessary, but I did think it was fun.
Yeah. I didn't think it was. I didn't say necessary. I just thought it was entertaining. I think that was Nia. I think the cats was Marvel. Because they're like, oh, everybody loves Goose
from the first movie. Of course, they're like, all right, we need more cat. Yeah. We need that cat, but we need to sell merchandise.
But more of a. Give us 100 of those so we can sell it at Disneyland as a stuffed animal.
Right. Exactly.
We need that marketing device.
The little cat egg.
Yeah.
No, they already trying to. You know how I know? Because that cat egg, if you go to real cinemas, that's the popcorn.
Yes. Yeah, I saw them shits. So it's like, ah, yes, the cat that lays eggs and eats people.
but then doesn't really eat
So,
people because we need to see
yeah,
him.
it's just holding them in its pocket dimension stomach,
Right,
where I guess they have oxygen.
right.
That
Endless
that was a
supplies of
tough
it.
thing to bank on.
Clearly,
What was the last thing we were talking about before we got so rudely interrupted by connection issues?
that's a good ass question.
I know we were talking shit.
This Marvel or the Marvels.
Yeah, that I know we are talking about the Marvels. Was it the cats?
We was talking shit about the cats. We were
Yeah,
talking about the dance scene. We liked the dance scene. I thought it was unnecessary, but I thought it was fun.
yeah. It was like it was. I thought it was fun world building because it's like, oh yeah, like a weird planet where they all. And I thought even the joke that's like, oh, he's bilingual. I'm like, oh, haha, huh.
It worked. Like also, but the prince was also such a nothing character.
Right.
He had the one line. He was just like, "No, you shall not attack here," or like, "I shall not bow down." And then they just start fighting. I'm like, okay, all
Which is
right.
a
I guess that's
shame because, like, sorry, go ahead.
no. I'm just saying. Okay, I guess that's just all that guy gets, and then we never go back to that planet after that.
Yeah, I thought it was a shame because people were really like excited for his role. I'm like, don't, because I think he's a famous South Korean, like pop star or something, and
Uh,
and I'm like, don't get too excited about that because don't expect too much because he's not that big of a name. So um he's big to one demographic, but probably not that big to Marvels.
right. And
It's definitely a bid for
yeah,
crossover
they
appeal.
definitely didn't utilize him that well or that much, really, just for that one singing sequence.
Which is a shame. I feel like that scene probably had some more to it that probably got cut
Oh,
just for like
definitely.
pacing.
I
Just in
think they
general,
said,
like on that planet, I feel like there was a lot of stuff that was left out. Um,
did they say that? Like it was 15 minutes. That sequence is like 15, 20 minutes longer originally.
they probably did, so I could definitely believe that. But they cut it for time and pacing. Okay, characterization wise, I mean, I think we unanimously agree. Like Kamala's the goat.
Oh
She's fine. How do you feel about Carol and Monica? How they handle them and their relationship stuff? Because
yeah.
I've heard different
Brief.
things.
First of all, I will say I'm still having a hard time gauging what kind of person Carol is. She's just very, even
I
though I like,
agree. Okay, it's not just me.
it's like it's weird because like sure I liked her within the dynamic we had, but we didn't really learn too much more about her. There's just that she's like has a fear of not a fear of letting people down, I guess fear of like letting Monica down with her perception and insecurity about that. But like, and the fact that she was gung ho about trying to stop the high intelligence, but that's pretty much it. She's like very much. She guess she's like very militaristic mind or like a soldier
Yeah,
sense, or just like I don't know, very straightforward or blunt about her views or her actions. She's like take no shit. Like she's like very much kick ass now, talk later
I
kind of.
definitely saw more range in terms of Bree's acting this go round versus the first Captain Marvel. Um, I think a big issue with the character is like they don't know what to do with her because she's so powerful, like power set wise. So she's kind of up there. She's kind of busted, but it's weird because they figure out like maybe because they have more to draw on from Wanda in terms of like stuff with her kids or her family. They have more to explore. It seems like they can't figure out what to do with Carol though,
Right. They don't
and
know
I
what to do, where she should be, because
yeah
she's just space, but now I guess she has that house, which is also another confusing thing we can talk about later.
yeah. We'll talk about the house thing in a bit, but I think like two of the things I remember about comics Carol is she's had they're both terrible things that I don't know if they would either one know how to handle well or two want to try to handle adapting is like two of her cruxes when she was Miss Marvel in the comics is one was uh, her alcohol abuse, and another one was her assault, which was like a key thing into I think either how Kang, I think how Kang one of the Kangs was born, which I'm like, well, I don't want to see that, so we're not touching that one. So it's like I don't think they know what to do in terms of
Oh,
creating
she got assaulted.
uh,
King
a
assaulted her.
conflict for her. No, I think someone assaulted her, and it led to, hold up. I think it's like Avengers 200.
Well, while she was Miss Marvel.
Yeah, it was while she was. Oh wow, the fact that I fucking remember it. Yeah, Avengers 200. Um,
Holy shit.
yeah, Miss
God, the
delivers
Marvel.
a.
That's the thing, though, bro. The MCU would never touch something like that because they want to keep their reputation clean. You know, like want to make their shit child friendly.
Which it's like you can do that, but it's I mean the story sucks anyways. So it's like it's more of an infamous story. Um. Oh no, I think it had some shit to do with Wonder Man or whatever. But nobody really cares about Wonder Man. Yeah, it's just blah 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 blah. Da, 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 da. Yeah, Miss Marvel gave birth to the man who would sexually assault her in the very same issue.
What?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
beg your.
Avengers 200. Miss Marvel is about to give birth despite only being pregnant for a couple of days. The father isn't immediately revealed. Um, she gives birth to a baby named Marcus. Marcus sexually assaults Carol, leading to his own birth. It meant Marcus was his own father and made Carol a victim of abuse by her own son. It's just gross
What the fuck?
and
Why
dumb.
would Marvel do that? What the
It
fuck?
I have no earthly idea. It was
Was Marcus black?
like, huh?
Was Marcus black?
No, Marcus is white.
Oh, thank God. I mean, I'm not thank God, but like,
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. Yeah, no, it's just infamous and gross and really fucking stupid and poorly executed. It's just bad all around, and everybody regrets it. Yeah,
bad every single way you put it. Right.
yeah, it was the '80s. Yeah, it was dumb and stupid. So you're obviously not going to touch that just because it's a bad idea. And there's also like not really a good way to incorporate that, especially in a movie that's like it's supposed to be more about empowerment. But it just seems like I wonder if that's why maybe Bree's acting sometimes can feel stilted. Because did you watch the Scott Pilgrim show? Takes
I,
off.
I saw the first episode and a half. No, only the first episode.
I'd recommend it if you've seen the movie. It's a pretty solid show. It is an interesting thing with what it does. I'm not going to spoil for you,
It
but
doesn't.
like they got say what?
It doesn't adapt it. It changes it.
Yes and no of sorts.
Yes, and
Um, it
all I know
is
is
it
Will
is
plays a character, but it's a surprise who he plays. That's all I know.
wait, what is?
Will Forte plays a character, but it's like a surprise who he plays.
Yeah, yeah, it is. I think I remember who he plays, and yeah, that's a major spoiler. Um, but what I'll say is like because Bree's in the show, and Bree reprises her role from the movie, and Bree is like voice acting her ass off, and
Huh.
so I'm thinking about like her in the movie, and then her as a voice, and I'm like, okay, what's going on here? Because the only common denominator I can see is like writing quality or actor investment. It has to be one of the two.
Hmm.
And I feel like this is a character that she does care about because she always seems very gung ho when she's like taking photos with kids and on the red carpet. And when she talks about it, it seems like she has passion for it, but it's like they're not giving her shit damn to work with.
Right? Maybe
So it's like just say you don't know how to write strong women, bro. Like
here's the thing. Though.
she
I feel like
just
with Marvel
mhm.
characters, right, and with like big franchise positions, especially with people like Marvel, a lot of the things are like they're they're hiring these people before they see a script, right? Because Marvel Studios has built
Right,
themselves up as a brand. Like they want to work with a certain filmmaker, want to work within the studio system, or try to get that bag.
right.
So you'll have these characters and actors who have these contracts for sometimes characters they don't even resonate with. Maybe fucking hey, maybe Brie doesn't even like Carol. Maybe she finding
Maybe
a hard way in. And maybe the
because like
material doesn't help either because I'm
mhm.
not giving her much to work with as far as like how do you really latch onto this person and then
Yeah, and like
feel bad for
I've I've resigned to the fact that an important thing to realize is like you don't have to like a character in order for them to be a good character. Like, ironically, as of recently, I have come around to like liking Loki by the end of his series, but I I still think he's a good character regardless of my feelings towards him. Like in terms of his writing and the arcs that he's had. You know, Skylar White from Breaking Bad is still a really good, strong character, despite everybody hating her, even though she's right. She's just she's just annoying. You know, she's a woman who happens to be annoying. Therefore, she's one of the most hated characters of all time.
The writing
If
anchor
you if you are
performance made her annoying. Walter White.
uh yeah, Skylar White, yo. Walter White's wife, yo. Now, if she was Carol Danvers, we'd be talking about a whole different. We
Oh,
have a whole different conversation
we
right
really
now.
would be.
If whoever plays Skylar White was Carol Danvers, you would hate her, but she'd be acting her ass off.
I'm Carol Danvers, yo.
Yo, I am Captain Marvel. Yo, representative of the Kree Empire.
I'm
Yo,
an Avenger, yo.
that's the timeline right there. You know what? Low key, that might have worked. Of having like an older Carol, like an older, more seasoned Carol,
Well, yeah, bro.
come
She's already
in,
like
like
what,
swooping
60
in,
or something like that.
dick swinging. So what?
Isn't Carol supposed to be like in her 60s technically in prime timeline? She's got that juice in her, so she look young. But
Oh yeah, yeah. I get because she was 30 in the 90s,
yeah,
so she should she will be like in her 60s technically. But nah, if they got Skylar White as Carol Danvers, we'd be talking about a whole different kind of movie. But nah, that movie might bump in the whip something fierce. It'd be like, okay, you might hate Carol, but they can't, like, if they got her or who's the Gone Girl actress? I hate her
oh,
ass in that
Rosamund
movie
Pike.
specifically. If Rosamund Pike was like y'all,
Oh, she'd be a great
people
Captain
don't
Marvel.
like Captain Marvel in the comics because they think they think a lot of I mean, niggas just don't like women. I think that's a big component. Like some of you bitchless individuals like don't like women, but for those outside of that very small demographic, some people do have issues with like the writing and her characterization as of late. Since she's become Captain Marvel, some people like a lot of people really do like Kelly Sue DeConnick's run, which is good for them. I've read like one issue, so I can't comment on it. But like, what if they leaned into her being just an unlikable, powerful woman? I feel like that's actually a really interesting character to explore because Tony Stark is an asshole.
That he is, and an alcoholic. Well, not anymore. Still.
Yeah, not because he's dead, but like I love Killmonger, one of my favorite villains, but as a person, that nigga's trash.
Oh yeah.
We need some shitty women out there. Like Scarlet Witch is the tip of the iceberg. She was a raggedy motherfucker, but she was cool when she did it.
She was.
She she did some evil shit. She locked a woman inside her own mind
Felonious.
to a whole different psyche. That's some devious evil shit. It's like, I'm changing your personality. No way! Thumb to forehead. Now you're docile and submissive.
Bro, because that's
now I've stripped you of your powers. Now you're a housewife. That's some evil shit. She walking feminism back. one hex at a time.
One hex at a motherfucking time.
But wouldn't that have been really interesting if they leaned into the fact that like Carol isn't really likable, but she's authoritative? Like people can't talk shit to her because she actually gets shit done. Would that not be an interesting character beat, especially for like Kamala to meet her hero? And she's like just very much, it's like, oh, you're very different, but that doesn't make you bad because you're like competent with it.
Right. She did something
that actually
shit.
That actually brings up another issue though. Remember when they like saved a bunch of Skrulls from the planet and Carol's like, look, save as many as you can, and then they just never deal with the ramifications of that. Like I figured, I'm like, well, that's going to be a really deep conversation because Kamala seems really torn up by the fact that there are a bunch of people on that planet that still died. where it's just like, oh no, wait, and then just go into space. It's like, y'all want to have a training montage? Yeah.
Just never bring it up again, or then they brought it up one time, but
No.
still, it's just like that's a major thing. Oh, this is this girl's first time off Earth, first time encountering aliens, and now her hero
Yep.
is telling her not to save people. That's crazy.
That's a lot, and we just didn't deal with it.
There's a lot this movie doesn't deal with, and it's a real shame because it's like
It is a shame because like the pieces are there. I will say I like the training
I
sequence.
did
I like that
too.
we actually
They
see
had
them
chemistry.
figure. I think that's actually a really good part of the movie where it's like, oh, they're learning how to use each other's powers with one another like a team
Like a
should.
TM.
You know that. Yeah, like they actually show them engaging and practicing things, and it seems like they're having fun. This is one of the moments where I think everyone's on their A game because it seemed like they're just bonding and enjoying themselves. Um, oh, the other one I wanted to ask you about. How did you feel about Monica?
I like Tiana Paris.
I felt it coming, and it hurts. It hurts to hear
No,
the truth.
because
The truth hurts
she
to
was just an
hear.
exposition machine, but she's a great actress. She did it
The
well.
truth hurts to hear, and you're saying it. Stop telling the truth. Stop being right.
What did Monica do in this story? She was strong.
Black
She
girl
did
magic.
black
All
girl
she had to
magic,
do,
and
stay
that's all
black
she
and
needed to
die.
do.
All she had to do was stay black and die, and she did both of those things
She showed
flawlessly.
up and did her assignment. She got her check, and I'm proud
She
of her.
she gave the accurate black reaction to all of the circumstances that they were in. I will give her. I'll give Teyana Paris that. All of her reactions were on point. Where it's just like, why the hell is everybody singing? It's like that's a great question, Monica. Thank you for asking what all of us were thinking.
Thank you, Monica. Also, her doing her little dance right when the music's about to cut, or like, oh,
She had like she had like a plate. She's like, okay, all right, all right. Hey,
hey,
hey. Very much a black auntie at a wedding. It's like, you better
right.
get it.
I still, yeah, bro. I still don't know who this woman is. All I know is she
Aunt,
had an auntie Carol, and her mom died, and she got
yeah.
powers, and that's all I know about
Nigga, that was not her aunt. That was her stepmother. How you are aunt in a 2-bedroom household? And one of the bedrooms is mine. Auntie who?
her.
Auntie Carol been at the house a lot. Why you keep coming around so late? Huh? What? Saw that squeaking I hear over there. Are you two wrestling again?
Here's the thing:
You two
if they would
wrestle
have
a lot
owned
at
it and
night.
doubled down on it, she's not mad because her aunt left her. She's mad because her mom left her, and that hits different.
I've been fucking saying this for 5 years, and I feel like a goddamn
And that hits
psychopath.
different than an auntie.
Um, yeah, because it's like, oh, because the whole thing, and they like brush that under the table too. Because I'm like, oh, finally she's gonna get to like talk to Carol and cuss that motherfucker out. It's like, you abandoned me, you abandoned my mama. And I think what makes it worse that they didn't address is like, yes, Carol was in space, off doing space hero shit, but she came back to Earth multiple times to visit her mom when she had cancer and didn't tell Monica.
I came back
I'd
twice.
be pissed. Cause like, and they show it in the movie, so it's like, okay, so not only did you let me think you never came back, you came back this
oh,
whole time and didn't say shit to me.
oh wow!
I'd be fucking lit worse. Cause like, okay, so not only did I not think you didn't visit, matter of fact, you did visit. You just didn't visit me. I didn't know how to face you, bitch. What? If you don't get the whole fuck out of my face, I would be
I came to
fucking
visit
livid.
your mother
And
two
like,
more times, and if I were to visit a third, well, I might not have returned.
well, then, bitch, get comfortable in that 2-bedroom
Wait,
house.
do you know what I'm referencing though?
I know exactly what you're referencing. That's why I'm laughing so hard.
No.
Because that's probably the same thought she had. Well, Monica, I visited twice already. If I visit a third time, I might not make it out. Well, then stay, bitch. fuck them space rats.
Damn.
Because like they didn't really hash that out the way I thought they would. Where it's just like, I didn't know how to face you. I was off doing things in space. Maybe like a grown ass woman. You out here destroying entire empires, but you can't look your black
Right.
daughter in the face.
That's
Like, fuck you. Like,
and
no.
even then, we
People were
still
saying
don't know. Oh, that's the most frustrating part. Because she didn't go into like cryo or anything. She's literally been out here
no.
in space for
She was
30
just doing
years.
shit.
What is she doing in the
30 years.
30 years? I still don't know.
And that and that's why I'd be extra pissed, because it shows in the flashback. So it's not that you didn't come back to Earth. You did come back to Earth. You just didn't fucking tell nobody. And the one person you would tell died. So fuck you,
Here's the
Carol.
thing: if Marvel was smart, right? If Marvel was fucking smart, listen.
I'm sorry.
Here's
Go
what they would do:
ahead.
they would capitalize on the fact that Captain Marvel hasn't been around in 30 years, and she's pretty much been on her own, independent. If they wanted to endear people to Captain Marvel, what they should do is give Brie her own animated show going over the exploits of what Captain Marvel's been doing in the last 30 years. And you have so many different character arcs because she's been so many
I
different
mean,
places. It could be like Disney's equivalent, a modern day equivalent to like the Buzz Lightyear show from the 90s.
yeah, that's a good idea. That's why we aren't going to get it. Captain Marvel and the Nova Corps and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to get that. There's like, I mean, that's on par with my pitch for the Black Widow spinoff, Daughters of the Red Room, where it's a globe-trotting adventure where they like, release all the other daughters, and you have a new one every episode, but you follow two of them. Again, both of these are good ideas. Yours is probably better than mine. We're not gonna get it.
It's because like they have to know that a lot of people don't like Captain Marvel, and literally, I think and the
They
crazy
they
part is,
they know it, but they assume they're all misogynist. I don't like Carol because she's badly written and she's acted flatly, which is a shame because I know
right?
Brie Larson can act,
She literally
and
won
I
an
know these
Oscar.
writers can write. Because Nia Brought had a couple lines where she
She
acted.
literally won
I'm
an
sorry. Go
Oscar
ahead.
for Room, so we know that she's a great actress. It's just they don't know what to do with this character.
Which is a shame. And like you were even saying about Tiana, you can't out act the script. Don't She's incredibly charming. She's acting her ass off with whatever they tell her to do. When she's upset, I get that she's upset. She has plenty of reason to be fucking pissed. And I don't think the excuse of, well, I was saving people for 30 years. Bitch, you came back and
What
didn't
makes
tell
me
me.
mad about this movie is that a lot of things make me
There's a
mad,
lot
but
of
more
things that make us mad.
specifically, or most of all, what makes me mad is that we have movies like this that are like the epitome of the fact that there's a lot of fluff without actually going into shit. Because Marvel will have 6 episode series. We'll learn something
Mhm.
about these characters, but I feel like with the time utilized, there's a lot of focus on building up other plots, with the exception of Loki and maybe WandaVision. We're not getting to know these characters in an
Mhm.
in-depth way. Maybe I don't know, maybe Moon Knight, but anyway, we have shows like Invincible that are on the air right now, and they have
Right.
complex problems,
Who that
and
shit is eating
there's a
down
lot of
too.
gray area in these shows. But I feel like the in that show and in the boys, but I feel like something like the MCU doesn't want to really explore the gray in a meaningful way, which is crazy because the comics do it all the time.
Hmm.
Like we have something like
Right.
Civil War where there isn't a clear cut good guy bad guy, but the way the movie does it, it still is that in a way
Mhm.
because you can see both sides, but there's a lot more nefariousness that goes on. There's a lot more ugliness. Like I feel like if we had some of that humanity, had some of that grayness or ugliness that shows like The Boys or shows like Invincible have, I feel like it would make the MCU a lot more compelling and bring people back.
Well, yeah, and the thing, I mean, you just need strong scripts.
Yeah, strong scripts too.
Like there's elements of a strong movie in this same way there's elements of a strong movie in the first Captain Marvel. And I just hate the fact that like this team and Nia DaCosta are going to be associated with its failures and shortcomings. And I really have to wonder how much of it was solely the team and how much of it was like the committee that hasn't been able to really take in the reception of something like Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and the impacts of like the writer strike and everything. And like the SAG after strike. It's like I think we will going into Deadpool 3, we will finally start getting into the place where they can start learning those lessons, like seeing the critiques from Secret Invasion and shit like that. Because that's the only thing we got actively going into production, and it's looking to be pretty good. But like, it's like don't get me wrong. I'd love to be in a Marvel movie. I'd love to like play a hero and shit like that. That's a dream, bucket list. But it's not going to stop me from being the same way Christopher Eccleston is not afraid to be critical of the BBC and like being the Doctor and still coming back to play the role for the audio dramas. I would feel the same too because it's coming out of a place of passion. It's like I want more for these talents because I know how good they can be, and it doesn't have to be like bloody grimdark. It just has to like be consistent and follow through on the idea.
Be consistent, follow through,
Like,
and don't be afraid to take risks either. Don't play it safe.
yeah,
That's what the best movies and
that's what
franchises
works.
are, the ones that don't that change the status quo, that don't play it safe. But I feel like there's a lot of playing
Yeah.
safe because they want to tell their stories, but also position the characters they want to tell future stories. They're trying to have their cake and eat it too, so they can play safe and take risks later, which is not how you should
Well,
build a universe or build a finale.
yeah, because that's the thing is like you can set up things for characters and ooh, fucking smacking the mic. You can build and set up things for characters that have payoff down the road, but you still have to get that middle part out first. Like you can have a narrative that will have a later payoff, but you have to figure out the payoff that's in front of you. Like I like a movie where there's no villain, it's all mystery, and it's about three women maybe stranded in a space and they're not sure why. Maybe like I said, like Beyonder or Kang or some other bullshit. Um and they have to figure out how to work together using their different strengths with one another while figuring out their feelings towards one another. Because like Kamala looks up to Carol. Carol is trying to mend a relationship with Monica, and Monica doesn't basically just kind of wants to be left alone to her own devices to grieve. Like maybe that's part of her arc. She never really grieved the loss of her mom because she never had the closure with Carol,
Right.
and she doesn't know who this little girl is, and maybe she's kind of thrust into a big sister role. It's like, but she was an only child, so it's like I lost my mom. I basically lost two moms, and now I have to be, a surrogate for someone else.
Yeah.
So you have the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter, and that is your dynamic. And they have to figure out how do we solve this bullshit with our powers and figure out a way home, all while like learning to work together against whatever weird forces put us here in the first place.
Yeah. I love
There you go. I wrote and like basically it's a bottle movie.
That's great.
You could do that as a bottle movie. You save your budget in a lot of ways, and like and maybe they stumble or like they just randomly, you know, portals open, hexes or some shit like that, and they fall into different planets. Then you wind up at your musical planet. So it's like you have it be like a weird space trip of them trying to get back home, but they need like, okay, we need a place to go. Now we need a ship. Now we need to, now we need the proper equipment for the
Right.
jump gate. And then we get back and figure it out. It's like bit by bit and it builds upon itself. But it's like, okay, then you see them work together and have the montage or whatever. It's like, cool. Now we do this. And then they break apart.
Also,
Which brings us to the
if
bullshit
you
with the house. Whose fucking
whose
house is
fucking
that?
house is that?
Sorry, go
We're
ahead.
gonna get to that. Also, if you are gonna have a villain, just because it's a comic book movie, it's a Marvel blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
You don't have to, but if you are, you may want to make that villain the causality of the three of them, something they all have equal stakes in,
Yes.
because this villain doesn't give a fuck about Monica or Kamala. He only cares about Carol.
No.
Which, if you make a movie called
It was,
The
they could have
three
left.
of
It's like,
them,
all right, well, you got it.
you
See
gotta
y'all.
have you have to have their threat be something that's applicable to all of them, not just one of them and the other two are assists, because that's not fair. I,
Right.
it's just something that I felt like they should have done. Like maybe like what you were saying, like the portals or like they're traveling through places. Maybe something that happens to them on one of the planets follows them through, or like the energy built up from them like traveling like creates something from another dimension that comes and that introduces your multiverse thing. Like I don't know, there's multiple
Right.
ways you can tackle it. But also, whose fucking house is that?
Whose fucking house is that? Because we talked about that back and forth. I think the implication, because unless it's her summer vacation, which I don't even know what time of year this movie is set. It's kind of hard to tell. My guess is maybe the summer, but um, yeah, my guess is that that's Carol's house. They're helping Carol move her stuff from her ship into the house, but they may also be staying there until their house gets fixed by Saber.
Okay, well, that makes sense. But also,
That's not what they showed us. That is
oh,
me
you doing the legwork? You doing
using
the
the little
legwork on
piece.
this?
I'm doing a lot of
Because
legwork.
there's no clarification there. Because the last time we saw them on Earth, their house was obliterated, booty hole on the outside. Like Carol tore through that shit like toilet paper.
Right,
And now the next time we're seeing
right.
them are with boxes in this house in Louisiana. And she was like, and
Right.
the mom says, "Oh, this would be a great place for you to raise a family," which would imply that it's
Yeah.
their house.
That he's living there.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like the line is like funny but weirdly placed. I did like the family though,
They
by
were
the way. I
fun.
do want to say
Always
that. I did enjoy like the family's presence, but that's one of the strengths of Miss Marvel, like is how
okay.
she's
Okay. That's another thing, right? That's another thing. So prior to this movie, Monica's only connection is through uh, Carol Danvers. Prior to this
yeah.
movie, Miss Cap or Captain Rambo and Nick Fury have never met. Their entire relationship is established in this film. Kamala at least has the through line
Yeah.
of her family. Miss Marvel or
Yes.
Captain Marvel at least has the connection of the villain and Nick Fury. Kamala is connected
Yes.
to Captain Marvel. This is her meeting her hero. Monica is just the oddball
Yes.
out in this whole equation because she has no family
Which
ties
it
that bind her, and she has no villain ties or connection ties from a previous movie that bind her. She's just like the independent
yeah, cuz
variable
like
here in this three woman.
cuz cuz Nick Fury didn't work for Sword before. He worked for Shield and now he works with Saber. But yeah, like her mom didn't work with others. I mean, she helped found Sword before that collapsed. That was it. So it's like like at best they might have met through their 5-letter organizations,
Right,
but that's again me doing the legwork. That's not anything we've gotten in the text of the movie.
exactly.
So it's like uh, we know that like as of this movie, she has some relationship with Nick Fury, who is like very close with her mom. Which why didn't they lean into that more?
Because they're too busy trying to make him the goofball of the whole fucking story. He's trying to be the comedian.
Which he was funny as fuck. I don't know who that man was.
I
That
wasn't Nick
wasn't Nick
Fury.
Fury. That wasn't Nicholas J. Fury, who just like walked in, who was in Russia with the scrolls. I don't know who that man was. He was
It was Craig
hilarious,
Fury.
whoever this mystery man is. Yeah. This is
His whole cousin.
Fickless J. Neary.
Ridiculous Jane Neary
This is Fick Neary.
is Nikolai. Nikolai
Yeah.
Furious.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's cracking jokes left and right. I'm like, man, this is some of the most out of character writing I've ever seen. They're lucky it's funny. Otherwise, I'd be insulted.
Right.
Like, God bless Sam Jackson and in like his ability to really sell that shit. Because someone else that'd be really annoying. Because this isn't anything like he's been led up to be.
I thought some
That's
of it
like
was funny. I don't think all of it worked for me because I was
not all of
me
it, but
out.
more work for me than less.
It took me out of the scenarios because I was just like, bro, why are you joking right now? Like people are
Yeah,
dying around you. Like this isn't
yeah.
the same man I just saw with the beard and the eye patch. Some of it
It's
worked. I will say that, but other parts I was just like, doesn't sound like a real person would say that in this moment. I don't know. It felt like too yucky at certain parts for me. And
it,
I'm like, if
it's
he's gonna be
not that
doing the
you.
jokes, it shouldn't be him.
I mean, yeah, I agree. Those jokes could have gone to literally anyone else, but it's like it's not that I think you can't write. humorous beats for a serious character, but when your character has been shown to be extremely serious and like most of the times Nick Fury has been funny, it's more so been in like it's not like one-liners. It's like in retort during conversation. Like that stupid ass decision line from Avengers or like uh him telling like stories during Secret Invasion and whatnot and like impersonating his mom or something like that. Like there's context to it. It's like the statement itself is like funny, but it's rare because it's like it's a snarky funny, not a ha ha he funny
And what
man
makes
funny.
it worse is the fact that the Nick Fury in this Nick Fury was less Nick Fury than the Scroll Fury in Far From Home. That felt more
Which is
Fury
super fucking
than this Fury,
yeah.
and that wasn't even Fury.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know what the hell's going on with
I don't know what the hell.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with this movie. My girl Monica Loki got done dirty,
Hello.
but like done dirty. Like even okay, let's get into the ending and like the mid credit scene and everything. Or I guess the end credit scene and the mid credit scene, because I think those two are interesting. Again, another I would say a literal plot hole in this case. Why does Monica have to close it from that side? I know what the meta reason is. It's to set up future install. It's to set up Deadpool 3. All well and good. But like that you could have bullshit a
Right,
reason
it's a line.
where it's like, oh no, she yeah, just a line where it's just like, oh no, she broke a hole in time and space and it can only be repaired from the other side. Like it flaps out. It's like if we close it from uh this side, the negative feedback wave will destroy the earth or some
Monica made
bullshit.
that executive decision. She was like, "Nah, it's a pushy, not a pulley."
Right. Basically, you could have made some space gobbledygook up and made it essentially be, hey, you gotta push it, not pull it. So
That's how the tears
if I
went.
pull it from this side, it'll rip some more. Yeah, maybe that'll be it. It's like the angle of the dimensional tear, is weakest on this side, but
That
it's stronger on the other side, so you
if I
can
if I
push it
pull it, I'm gonna
close.
rip it. My beams are too sticky. I'm gonna rip it open more.
Yeah, if we pull from this side, it'll tear more, but if you push from the inside, it'll shut or something like that. I don't know. They I mean, man, they should have made better use of Monica's powers too. She has some dope fucking
I thought it
powers.
looked. I will
Fucking
say, cool as her powers looked, I thought.
they look cool.
I thought the part where they were like shooting her with the beam and her eyes were glowing looked a little funny. I thought I looked like she was having an orgasm.
You talking about at the end when she was turned into a white Super
Right.
Saiyan when she went Ultra Instinct. Oh my
She,
god, who's doing the VFX on these movies? I just want not even them. I'm not blaming them. I know who to talk to. I'm going to talk to that mouse. Why are you rushing this? She is supposed to look like a white glowing goddess. Why does she look like some shit I would do in
it
After
looked
Effects?
real bad.
What is up with
It
that?
looked real bad.
She was looking she was looking really rough. It's like, don't you dare do this beautiful black queen like that. How dare you got a whole lot of
Hopefully,
nerve doing this to the most powerful black woman in the Marvel universe because Angela Bassett
pretty
is dead. Um
bad man. That's very bad.
yeah, it's like how you you greedy bitches, you bald-headed demons. Like how dare you? How dare you throw these mediocre ass effects, especially when most of the effects in the movie look good. Then she goes Ultra Instinct, and then it's like, I know what to do. What the fuck am I looking at? Even when I was in the theater, I'm like, we ran out of budget. Then you get to the end and you see where it went.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Yep.
she clo- she closes the space bussy up. She stuffs it with her magical power butt plug of justice. Um, and then like Kamala starts to found the young Avengers, which I'm actually cool with. I thought that was a cute scene of her like riffing on the scene from Iron Man, which we're at that point now where the movie is becoming self-referential to its own universe. And be like, Hawkeye, I'd like to bring you into part of initiative. I'm like, Okay, see, again, if it was anyone else, it'd be kind of corny, but it's Kamala, so it's
Yeah,
adorable.
I liked it. It worked. She's the fan. Those,
It,
yeah.
it yeah, it's like, it, and I'd be interested to see what that team up is like, because like she's just across the fucking bridge. Kate Bishop is in New
Right.
York.
And then
I wouldn't mind that team up. That could be fun.
it'd be fun. I don't know if you get Yelena involved. No, she's on Thunderbolts.
Nah, she on Thunderbolts. Oh shit, we didn't even. This is a minor side note. But I don't think we talked about fucking Kirkman blowing that
Oh,
door
right.
wide the fuck open, possibly being the worst friend ever. Like, god damn, bro. I hope Steven still has the
Right.
job.
That's crazy.
Like,
Without any warning,
I
without any
look.
care.
Invincible is my favorite superhero comic of all time. I
What?
think it's one of the best.
I didn't know
But
that. It got that
Kirkman,
title.
nigga, yeah, that's that. He's not my favorite superhero, and like, and my favorite superheroine. It's funny. My favorite superhero and my favorite superheroine are both like my favorite superhero comic and my favorite superheroine are both from indie books.
Okay.
They're actually not mainstream ones. My favorite superhero is like Spider-Man and Black Panther. But my favorite superheroine is Empowered, which is from Adam Warren. And my favorite superhero comic book is Invincible because it's fucking phenomenal. But it's like, but Kirkman, goddamn, bro. Like, I know you're the goat, but shit, don't look out for your friend. Fuck, like it was funny, but I kind of feel bad because I'm like, you might have just put this motherfucker's job in
Right.
jeopardy because he trusted you as a. He said, "I told you this shit in confidence,
Right.
nigga." Like, Robert, fuck,
Please. This
fucking my
money.
money up, damn. So I'm hoping Steven Yeun still gets the opportunity to play the character for
Are we
Thunderbolts,
gonna
but
see what that
we'll see.
character is, or are we trying not to
Robert
spoil
was.
it?
Let's try
Okay.
not to spoil it. But Robert was a stone cold fucking G about that. He's like, I don't work for Marvel. I don't give a fuck. I'm like, I know, but he
Right.
does.
He's getting that Marvel bag.
He- yeah, it's like this isn't about you. I look, I get it. It's another hero in yellow and blue tights, and he's gonna have that forever money doing this Invincible show, which people rate higher than most Marvel projects. But a Marvel bag is still a
Right.
Marvel bag, bro. Like voiceover and live action have very different pay rates.
Now, question: do you think they're still gonna give him the long blonde hair as that role?
I don't think it needs to be long, but I do hope it's blonde because people have concept art where he looks like a Super Saiyan. And I'm like,
Ooh.
yes, please do that.
With the hair raised
Please do
up?
that.
Oh
That would
shit.
be,
Okay.
yeah, it goes up. And I'm like, that is the
Oh,
dopest
send me
shit.
that. That's fucking sick.
Yeah, if I can yeah, so anyways, let's talk about the true ending and what got everybody creaming their shorts for the Marvels. Um She so Monica flips into a different dimension and um okay, so it's not her mom, but it's alternate her mom who is
Binary?
uh fucking binary,
Yeah. I don't know who the fuck that is.
which is
Who
wild.
enlighten us?
So that so binary is one of the other names that Carol had.
Oh.
That's another that's a different it's a variant of like Miss Marvel. So there's like
So was
yeah,
Maria
so
never
she
binary in the comics then?
no.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Binary was a Carol Danvers. So they might have made that Maria. She might be she's either a alternate Carol or she's an alternate Maria. And I'm not sure. I think her being an alternate Carol would be more interesting. But yeah, binary is pretty fucking cool. It's interesting that they used her too because her like flaming head powers and whatnot is kind of alluded to in regular Captain Marvel stuff. You know, I know they call her like Lady Sparkle Fist and shit, but yeah, yeah, binary's from '82. Yeah, she has a really cool design. I didn't realize that's who she was, but I'm like, I recognize this. Why do I recognize this? And someone's like, it's apparently Beast. That's the other part. They're in the fucking X Mansion.
Was Carol in X-Men at that point in time?
I think she was hanging around him.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm looking now. The suit is very much how it kind of looked in the movie
yeah,
for Carol.
pretty damn
So
close. It's just like it was more armory, but the suit's
yeah.
pretty close with her own little design. Hold up, trying to see if I can. I mean, I'm not gonna put the picture in the actual thing, but I'm trying to see if anyone has the actual image of her as binary. But it was cool. It was a really cool moment to see. Um, yeah, the costume looked cool.
So
Damn.
she wakes up to her mom as binary.
Yeah, binary, non-binary,
Binary.
binary.
Then someone else walks into the room. Did you say that already?
I did. The Beast,
The Beast, the boy,
Kelsey Grammer
uh,
himself.
looking
Um,
very comic accurate and very CGI.
very yes. You beat me to it.
Looking very not in the room with them.
is the is the Beast in the room with us right now?
I can feel the spirit of the Beast presence.
Yeah. I mean, I know my partner's gonna go fucking crazy because they love some Lashana Lynch. Man, the way the chokehold that Lashana Lynch has on the WLW community, women loving women community, is insane. Like ever since Woman King, people have not let it go. So
She's
anytime she
great.
shows, she is great. She's a dope ass actress with some very powerful eyebrows. But not like
Yep.
I keep trying to find pictures of her in the damn outfit and I can't find them, and it's bothering me because everybody's posting everything but the fit. Like y'all spoiling every other goddamn thing. Whatever. But yeah, I don't know. That was a really cool moment that really did catch me off guard, and I'm glad it wasn't spoiled for me. I don't believe you had the same experience that I did, though.
I did not. TikTok sucks. They literally, I was just scrolling and boom, immediately saw it, like
Okay.
without warning, without hesitation.
Which I lucked out. Had it been like an extra day or something, I might have got hit with the same thing. Um, yeah, that's damn near verbatim. It did her costume. It looks really good. It looks damn. She looks good. What the hell? she,
Yeah,
whew,
it's great.
mm, hold up. I'm kind of feeling something. Got me about to act up. Yeah, she looks really good. Yeah, she eating this joint up. The fuck?
Showing it up.
Yeah, they. I can't wait in the future to see how this is gonna you know look like in full swing, full power.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the picture. That's the one in question. This guy's like, "Oh, hold up.
Uh,
Uh." Yeah, I'm not sure if it's Maria. It could be. My guess is that it probably is. I'm looking at the site. Oh yeah, oh, we almost forgot. Um, okay, it is an alternate Maria. We almost forgot. Valkyrie shows up, and
oh
I
yeah,
guess
huh?
her and Carol are exes because it's not going to be a Nia DaCosta project without Tessa Thompson showing up because she can.
I was like, oh great, that's. I was like, all right, she's in there. I completely forgot. She wasn't she. Didn't she show up in her President Valkyrie suit too?
Yeah, yeah, is in her
Her boss
proper
shit.
King Valkyrie suit, and when she showed up, I'm like, "Yay, Bay is here! Yay!" But woo, yay,
Also,
Valkyrie's here.
I
um,
think the marketing even teased that they're going to be a cameo from someone from the Rainbow Bridge.
oh,
So they're
I
like,
didn't even
"Oh, so
see
we're
that.
going to be in here," and it's like, "Oh, it's your girl Valkyrie."
Yay, Valkyrie's
Wow,
here.
Valkyrie has
The day is
appeared.
saved. Me when black women show up and shit. Yay, Valkyrie's here.
Woohoo!
Woo, yay. Um, someone made a good point though. I think it's in the frame for a second review. They're like, so are we just gonna ignore the fact that the president called for an all-out war against the scrolls, and they're taking the Skrull refugees from that planet back to Earth, I'm like, fuck, god damn it. I was pissed when they said that. I'm like, son of a bitch. That is exactly what happened like 3 months prior in fucking Secret Invasion. Again, one of the stupidest fucking decisions in that goddamn show. And then now this context, given this movie I'm pretty sure is set after that, makes it worse because you just sent them to another fucking war zone.
Right. You just sent
Like,
them to their
regardless of,
possible deaths.
yeah, because like I know New Asgard isn't in America, but he's the president. He don't care about starting shit in other countries. And it's
No.
a tourist destination. You don't think they're gonna have some ops out there with all these paranoid motherfuckers? It's like, well, I don't know who's who, and the freaks live among us. So a bunch of hate crimes and shit. God damn it. I hate it when shit starts making sense.
That shit making sense.
Right.
Damn. Yeah, I guess. I vaguely remember that part, to be honest. I'm like, oh yeah. That, that whole movie, most of the movie is like a blur. I remember it went super fast. I remember Kamala Khan was fun. There's a bad
Yeah.
villain, and then B shows up.
Yeah. Hey, but remember, Darben had that grill.
She did have that girl though.
She had that
Girl,
grill on her, so it makes it all worth it.
girl stayed,
Um,
bro.
she was like, "Yeah, you gonna see these teeth." Do you have anything else before we maybe fly through these last two topics?
No, I don't think there's really much to add there. It was fine. It was oh sick. Okay, I'm not mad at that. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at that. Oh, I'm mad at that picture. Whoopsie.
Well,
Golly. Okay. No, that's sick. I like that. I hope he looks like that in the movie.
I do too. Yeah, I think that's all for Miss Marvel. Loki season 2. Um, it was good. I love the ending. The rest of it is solid. I think
I
it
like
all together works better as like one watch versus 2 seasons.
agreed. I like the first episode. The lead into the second episode makes no fucking sense. I like, and then every episode after that's good because this first episode you meet your boy from Blind Spotting because he's working with them, and the next time you see him, he's like already has his career established as an actor, and they have to go get him from like the
Oh
'60s.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I was like, wait,
yeah.
what the fuck? Where's the episode 1.5 that got us from point A to point B? I'm pretty sure we're missing some shit in between here.
I did like the scene of him in the box though, where we weren't sure if he was actually going to try to kill him or not.
Oh, that was great. Love that scene. But yeah, everything after that was good. It plays well as one bigger season. I agree with you on that front. Even though I feel like
Yeah,
Sylvie didn't really get much to do in the second half of Origin season 2.
not
She was
really.
just
Just
there,
be annoying with her fuck ass mullet.
right? She was just there because she was there in season 1. I feel like they didn't utilize her very well.
Mm.
Also, Ob was great. Love Kiwi Kwan.
Oh, Ob was probably my favorite.
He
Ob
was the
was
best. He was so
phenomenal.
that actor is so just so heartwarming and just so he just brings a joy to the whatever show or movie he's on. Like I
He
really love that
does.
guy.
He be
Uh,
eating.
he be eating for real, cooking and eating. Um, boy's a chef, but
Chef Ob.
chef
Chef
will
Ob is
be
kind of a tough name.
chef will be hella tough. I don't think they really. Here's the thing. I think it's one of the few shows that stick the landing, but I don't think it utilizes its pieces to the fullest extent of what they could have been used to. Like the whole
I
one
agree.
player Miss Minutes thing didn't really go much of anywhere past the fourth episode, and they just kind of
Mhm.
forgot about it until the finale, where Renslayer just sees something ominous. Assumed it's the monster at the end of time, Elias or whatever the fuck it was called, but I feel like the strongest things in it were Loki and
Mhm.
Mobius's relationship and OB. And
Yeah, and I'd also argue Victor Timely works
Victor Timely
pretty
was great too.
well. Um, I liked his episode. It was like I guess it's like the odd episodes. Was it 6 episodes? 5, 6 episodes?
6 episodes.
Um, I can't remember which, but it did feel moderately uniform. But by like the last two, I was pretty much all in.
Oh, the
Um,
last two make it. That's the thing. It leaves you. That's the. Ooh, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? How a show
like
ends.
it ends really strong.
How a
Like
show
I love the finale.
how a show or a movie ends leaves an impression on you for the entire thing, right? Because I'll be
Mhm.
honest, there's a lot of inconsistencies and stuff that's not explored within Loki season 2 as a whole, but that
Right.
ending makes it strong as fuck, which leaves a good taste in your mouth for the entire series, as opposed to something like the movie we just watched, where 95% of it was good, but that ending was trash, what leaves the impression of the whole experience
Yeah.
in your mouth.
I thought you were talking about the Marvels for a second. I'm like, 95% was good.
No,
Did
no,
we see the
no.
same movie, brother?
No, the what's the we left the earth, or we leave them behind, or some shit. What was it
Yeah,
called?
yeah. Leave the world behind.
Leave the world behind. I was close. So that sets the tone for you. But yeah, I think to kind of expand, the finale was great. Even though, did you know that apparently the fifth episode was supposed to be something completely different, and Marvel scrapped it or like vetoed it, so they had to change it like in the late
What was it
stages of the
supposed to
writing.
be?
They haven't revealed what it was going to be yet, but apparently like that's the episode when like they were in the writing process, like the people around Marvel were the most excited about. Like they were giddy
Hmm.
about it, but it was like some really like high sci-fi concept type shit. And then Marvel vetoed them actually taking it to production, so they had to change it. I think episode 6 was the same, but episode 5 was radically different. That did not be
That's
right.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah. I'll have to find the article on it. But yeah, but episode 5 turned out for what they had to come up with as a plan B, turned out pretty good. Turned out, well, we get to see these characters in a different place. Uh, even
Yeah.
though,
I thought that was interesting. And Loki realizing that it's like he was doing a lot of it just to kind of be selfish
yeah,
ultimately because he's like, "Oh, I actually have something worth fighting for and I have friends now."
exactly. And yeah, him ultimately becoming the god of time was crazy, or god of stories, because he
Yeah, they call him
manipulated
the god of stories. I'm like, "The Loom Lord?"
the
The Lord
Loom
of the
Lord would be
Loom is
great.
yeah, like Loom or what did I call him? I called him the Loom King
Loom King. I like Loom Lord.
because it's
Like
like low
alliteration.
key, the Loom King.
Ah, okay. I see it. Loom
See,
King.
niggas need to hire me. I have great ideas, and you know this. Like, it's like, oh, he's the. I know they got it from the comics where he's like, oh, he's the god of stories. Yeah, but like, Loom King, god of stories. Is that not a fire ass
Well, how
name?
is Loom spelled? Do we know? Because it works if it's.
Loom.
Oh, fuck me. All right, yeah, Loom King.
Yeah, I think that's cooler than God of Stories. I know why it's God of Stories because he's like holding all of the narratives in his palms, just sitting there, chance like, oh, I
That boy
feel
must
to
be
pity.
tired. He's
Yeah,
gonna get tired at
literally
some point.
holding Loki and Kamala Khan holding together the MCU by with the shaky fist, shaky, embiggened fist. Just okay.
Hold
Anyway,
together.
but no, I thought that was oh, that's interesting. Just drop the first picture of Willem Dafoe and Robert Eggers Nosferatu.
Ooh,
He's playing a vampire hunter, but
okay.
no, I thought it was very strong, like acting wise. The other characters kind of got sidelined a little bit, but I think it was very much in service of like the core ones of like uh, Loki and Mobius's relationship, and the undercurrent of things of Victor Timely turning into Kang, and they kind of have a way to write out Kang with something we will talk about in like just a minute, but they sort of ended Kang's storyline if they want to. They even reference like Quantumania. It's bullshit in there.
So interesting. Which one is lower for you, Quantumania or the Marvels?
That's tough because I like that ass whooping he gave him, but I'm still mad that I saw that dog shit because if I had known how this fucking year was gonna shake out, I wouldn't have seen the fucking movie. But I remember this specific conversation we had
Yeah,
where I'm like, bro, I don't think I want to see it. You're like, come on, man. It's our boy, Johnathan Majors. We gotta support him. You right, bro. You right.
did was it
Me getting
during
out.
Black
Boy, that
History
was
Month
rough, but
too?
Jonathan was good.
I
Huh?
think it said during Black History Month.
Yeah, because it was during Black History Month too. It was like right at the end, and I'm just like, All right, man, I'll do it for my boy Jonathan. You know, for sure. February of 2023.
Terrible.
Little did my black ass know how the fucking year was gonna shake up.
Oh
God damn it.
man,
Oh god. Thinking about it is like making me upset. And we'll get there in a
it's
sec. But
crazy because we loved this man for like 3 years going into this. He
I
was
felt like Tyra Banks
Loki
on
2021.
America's Next Top Model talking about, so we were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Crazy.
To answer your question, oh, that's tough. I think Marvel's, just because it's easier on the eyes. I don't have to look at Modoc's face.
That's right. You hated Modoc. I loved him. I thought it was
I
so
hated
fucking
Modoc in
funny.
that movie.
I gotta
He
go. I gotta
sucked.
go. Captain. I gotta go. Quantum Mania. I gotta.
As is your with the discount Fantastic Four
Let's go
down to your
Fantastic
boy.
Four. Yeah, I gotta. One, because I like Modoc. Because Modoc's fucking hilarious to me. Um,
I'm
and
glad you liked it. I'm glad you have
yeah,
joy in your
there's
spirit.
fun to be had, and fuck, it's ruined now because
Paul Rudd and Jonathan Majors were carrying that movie by
they
the weight
were.
of their
Majors was good.
balls.
Majors a trash person, phenomenal actor, and
Yeah,
he killed it as
that's
Kang, and yeah,
he did.
and
And he
for
should have
that
killed. He
alone,
should
for
have
that
fucking
alone,
killed
he's
Auntie.
better than Darben. Truly say that.
Oh no, he's absolutely a better villain than Darben.
Yeah.
And they both. But here's the thing: Kang whooped Ant Man's
Oh
ass.
yeah, up and down that shit.
Like Darben had the ultimate weapon or whatever this shit was called, and got jumped by by two grown ass women and a teenage girl, and got her shit cooked,
Rocks.
fried over easy, and then had a rock land on her and stabbed and it was about to bleed out to death, and then killed herself
Killed her whole self.
trying to turn into a sun.
Oops.
Cling. Oh no. Bummer.
Ruh-roh.
Oh no. That shit would have made it worth the price of admission
Oh,
if all she said was, "Now I have the power." Wait, Darben, don't do it. Clang. Oops. It exploded.
oh,
Ooh, you just see that face. Just like that cut off screen, like, nope. Just exploded.
she hit the Gus ring right quick.
That Gus Fring death would have made it worth price of admission. I'm like, all right, I laughed hard as fuck at that because I was not expecting her last words to be oops. How the fuck has Marvel not done that yet? Of all their family friendly tropes, how have they not had the villain undone? Here's the thing: if Kang did that, I would have been
Oh yeah.
furious. If Darben did it, I would have hollered in
The
my
only
fucking
thing
seat.
I can think of close to that experience was in Spider-Man 1 when they before the
Oh.
glider hits him. Oh.
Oh. Which, here's the thing, the reason that one works in like a funny and a dramatic way is because that's a pretty fair response. Where it's just like, I didn't think he was gonna jump out the way. I did. That's what that O says. Like, I didn't account for the fact that he would jump out the way. That's on me. Sweet.
But it's so
That's
quick.
what that O was like a whole paragraph of just like, huh. I didn't think he would jump. He been jumping and swinging this whole shit, reacting to with his spider powers. I didn't think he would see that one coming,
No, I didn't
but
know
he
he
saw it
could do
coming.
that.
So that's Norman. This one's on you, buddy. That was good. We didn't see that one coming.
You're gonna
That's
take this L.
he. It's like he got us there. You got me there, Spidey. Did it? I didn't see that. Now you got
You
me
got me
there.
there. Maybe we'll get that Oops death in Deadpool 3. That'd make me happy.
That'd be funny as fuck. Um, yeah, I don't think there's too much to say about Loki. Loki's good. I guess like the Victor Timely stuff. Uh, I didn't know what the fuck to do with Ravonna
They really
Renslayer.
did not. Her or Miss
They,
Minutes.
they, I thought they were setting up a discount romance, and then like Miss Minutes, like, wait, we can be together. We can be a couple. Girl, what the fuck? Like the look on his face when he was like trying to figure out how to shut down the bitches. Yeah, for sure. We can. What are you doing? Nothing. I'm just checking out this new device over here. How the fuck do you turn this bitch off? He's like, I had one woman yelling in my ear for the last 30 minutes. I do not need
Right.
two of you.
He's like,
AI started going crazy, putting her face over the mannequin. I thought it was going to be way darker. I think we talked about where I'm like, oh, is she going to try to like take over Renslayer's body? That'd be really crazy. No, they didn't do that.
that
That
was
would have been crazy though if they
wild.
did it. That would have been real wild. Where it's just like, oh, and I'm gonna take over the maybe down the road. I don't know. I still low key want to see that, but it's like it's not that the crush came out of nowhere. It's not a huge surprise. It was kind of like, oh, I guess we wrote through that point on and just never
No, they're
addressed
gonna
that
give her a
again.
real body. It's just gonna be Tara Strong.
Now, um, on the one hand, I'm completely on board with this. However, in light of recent events, I want Jonathan Majors to stay as far away as he can from
Ah,
white women. He does not do well
oh
around them.
no. Oh,
Man, you know what? Look, let's get past Logan. Let me talk. Let's talk more shit. Cause god damn, I'm mad. I'm so fucking pissed. Um, and I'm not pissed for the reason that people might think I'm pissed. Where it's like, oh, he clearly didn't do it. No, there's like of the what was it, 4 charges, he got charged for 2 of them. There's a third-degree assault and harassment.
what the
Um,
fuck?
yeah, I didn't know it did that either. I don't know what the fuck that was. Some balloons just flew up on the screen. But I'm I'm mad because like we both listened to we haven't covered this in a long time, I think, since it first dropped. We've been really holding off on really talking about this until there was more conclusive evidence about the case. And right now the jury's out. A verdict has been made. There's a possibility of him getting what up to like I think a year in
Mhm.
prison. Um for like the harassment and third degree assault of his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari. I'm surprised I'm doing this all from memory, but like I'm mad because of I don't know if you saw FD Signifier's video about why people got so defensive over Jonathan when it first came out because of what he represented. He was him. He was gonna be like such a turning point, and like we both agreed when we heard the the audio recording or whatever. He's definitely has a overinflated sense of ego. Now, while I don't think he's a great man, especially in light of recent events and the at least the way that the jury has decided to swing. And I'm not in the room and I'm not some legal expert. But while I don't think he may be a great man, he is a great talent. And he was really, I think he was going to be a big swinger. He was going to make a huge shift. So it's like, I may not think he's a great man, but he was going to have a heavy influence. And I don't know when we're going to get somebody like that again. It is a very particular, not only type of talent, but a type of societal response to said talent. I think the last one I can maybe think of is
Yeah,
like Will Smith.
yeah, because Michael B didn't even do that, and he was good. Michael B is great. People love Michael.
Michael B's great. Michael B doesn't have the full crossover like a Will Smith did and like Jonathan was getting to. So it's like I'm mad because his unhealthy behaviors in his relationship, created a circumstance where now all of that goodwill, I think, that he established for him and his brand, but also conversely, I think a lot of times in terms of like representation of black men, um, it's not thrown away, but it feels like a severe step back. It's not saying that people aren't doing this, but to the position that he, like, at the start of the year, he was on a roll. He had like three banger movies back to back to back. Like, I don't like Quantumania, but it made money.
It did. It did make a lot of money.
And a lot of that money was because of him. So it's like the fact that the one that really comes to mind, because I remember when you had sent me um where Michael B. Jordan was getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and you sent me his speech, and we were like talking back and forth about like what it represented, especially with us like being close friends and everything, and just like how we try to big up each other a lot. And I'm just like, damn, that's like the place I want to be, is to look and speak highly and favorably about someone that I do consider a brother. A lot of the images of not only Johnathan Majors being able to represent a softer side of black men without being seen as less than in terms of his humanity and his masculinity. He was on his way to being like, well, not on his way. He was seen as like a sex symbol with crossover appeal, and he had really traditionally black, undeniable features.
Right.
Big nose, big lips, dark skin. Like, we used to joke all the time when we were talking about Lovecraft Country. I'm like, why is this motherfucker always shirtless? You
Right.
know,
I remember that.
he was always wet and shirtless just to show them rippling abs and like every fucking thing he did,
Just ripped for no
you
reason.
know, for no reason, just half naked, just like, oh, somebody get the coconut oil for this scene. But it's like, and I'm mad because I'm grieving that particular type of representation is something that you can't force,
No.
is something that you can't make like artificially. You can't, you just either got it or you don't. And a brother comes along once every 10 to 15 years that got it. Will Smith had it for a minute, for a long minute, and then he tried to force it, and it kind of, couple movies flopped, and it didn't go out that way. Jonathan was up next. I can't really think about who might be in between that. And it's not saying that those brothers don't,
Well, Denzel was more
huh?
I feel like Denzel was like more. Denzel was a movie star.
Yeah,
I feel like
I agree.
Jonathan Majors, Jonathan Majors was someone who played in both worlds.
Yeah,
He played in the indie world. And he played in the movie star
that,
world.
and that's what Will
Which
Smith also did. I would say they,
well, I feel like Will Smith was mostly trying to build his legacy.
yeah, but I'm
And I
saying
felt
I'm
like,
saying like at the time in the '90s for his season, he was like,
oh,
he had his really strong TV show, and he was transitioning to movies, and he was doing fucking gangbanger blockbusters. Jonathan, he could do TV shows. He had his limited series that he was really good in, and then he was doing banger blockbuster movies, and about to carry, as this lead villain for this whole aspect of this huge universe, and then
correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't he in the Five Bloods?
yeah, he was the son.
He was the son of the Five Bloods. Whoa.
Yeah, so he was.
Crazy. No, the last time that this happened, because maybe he was on his trajectory. I don't know. This is hindsight is arguable, but
Yeah,
Chadwick, people are going crazy for Chadwick
Chadwick was
before he
enough.
passed.
Yeah, I'd say Chadwick was on his way, and then he passed away. It
Right.
and so
Also, though, I just realized that Jonathan Majors and Chadwick both were in the same movie.
oh yeah, they were both in the Five Blood. That's weird.
Right.
Um,
Chadwick's last movie, and then the
mhm,
movie that was his first movie that before he got launched into stardom for Jonathan Majors.
yeah,
Well, no, not Chadwick. Chadwick's second to last movie.
yeah. Last one was Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, I think.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it was. I'd agree. It was Chad. He passed, but we had John like right on the heels of him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I'm not saying that there aren't any. I can't immediately think of like who the next one is gonna, because he was like, I think one of the key things too, aside from the crossover, is being, to our knowledge, relatively unproblematic. Chadwick basically was crystal clear,
It was clear.
like
Yeah.
womb to tomb. We haven't heard anything in the years since his passing of just like no assaults, no rudeness, no unruly behaviors. Like he came in, he did his job. You know, occasionally he looked
Loved
tired,
him.
but
Right.
it's like I haven't heard. And then just yeah, it just it like it's someone that like I enjoy acting. I love acting, and so it's like I do it when I get the opportunity. It's like it it is painful to see in terms of having to mourn somebody that because I don't often revere a lot. Don't get me wrong, like I respect actors and like big name actors and things like that. But to have somebody that you kind of look up to in that way is pretty rare for at least me personally, because I usually do my own thing. So it's like, wow, that's somebody that's I really aspire to that level of talent. But just the level of morally reprehensible behavior is just like if the accuracy of what the court is deemed, and if like um that audio is anything to go off of, then it's like he's not beyond um he's not beyond redemption, but he's gonna have to take a lot of time to work on himself. There are some things he needs to work on for himself, and I hope that Grace is able to do what she needs to do to heal for herself. You know, from
Same.
from
And I
that.
agree. I agree with, yeah, pretty much everything you just said. Like from the symbol of what Majors represented, because like we saw the pictures of him before he got his muscles. He looked like a regular dude,
Yeah,
and then he got buff and like kind of became entered in that stardom area. But he made a name for paved a way for black men that didn't traditionally look like how we were marketed movie star black men were supposed to look. He didn't look quote unquote conventionally handsome, but still we had that like that charm to him. The motherfucker was oozing with charisma, and you see that interview or that red carpet thing that I sent you, and he just seems so genuine, so sincere, and it's really disheartening, and heartbreaking to see how he is behind closed doors, because we have to see that everybody to some extent masks in their lives, and they have the public persona and how they would be perceived, because prior to this going down, the conversation was about him and his one piece fit, the fact that he was pushing forward, like challenging masculine
yeah. Because some niggas got mad about that. They're like, "Oh, why is he wearing pink?" It's like the guy who did his wardrobe is like, it's a One Piece reference, but it's
yeah,
like the fact that you got it's one of the things I hate in circumstances like this too is that niggas will come out of the woodwork to particularly get really defensive of abusers and claim that black women don't support black men. It's like, no, they don't support us in times of bullshit.
right.
You know, it's
No,
it's like
no,
I'm not happy about the, I mean, I think when we first talked about it, I'm like, I hope that nobody's get like I don't want it to be a case of somebody lying, but I hope that nobody got hurt. That's my
right.
end all be all.
But
But and if
clearly
it
she fucking did get hurt, and
yeah,
there has to be
yeah,
consequences for that.
yeah, and that's the case. Like he lost his job. We probably we probably ain't gonna see that other movie that he has coming out.
Magazine Dream,
Um,
probably not. At least
yeah,
not for a while.
Magazine Dreams. Yeah, and then we probably won't hear anything from. I'm hoping he doesn't do the right wing grift like a lot of
Oh,
Hollywood people
please
do when
don't.
they
Jonathan
please
Majors,
God do
please
that.
don't start showing up in Daily Wire movie.
Daily Wire bullshit.
I
Like, please
please
stay the
beg
fuck
you
away.
not.
I don't care how much they offer you. Don't do it. Just go to therapy. Go to some anger management. Work on yourself. Have a safe, healthy relationship with Megan Good. But if he fucks with Megan Good, it really is over for him.
For her?
He's for him.
Oh.
He's hanging on by a thread with
Oh,
the
if he
Black
fucks
Queen.
over Megan Good.
Yeah, if he fucks over Megan Good, it's a wrap for him.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
She's royalty.
It's a burrito. It's a wrap.
Like work on yourself, work on your relationship,
For
get some new
women in
leadership
general,
skills.
because if the
Yeah.
allegations are to be believed, Grace Jabari is not the first woman this has happened to in his life.
Yeah, and it's not that I'm fully skeptical. It's just like I haven't heard enough details other than those couple of tweets that we saw. So it's like it's not that I'm doubting that.
But like
It's
the
just like I
text
haven't seen
messages
too
were
much.
crazy too. Like,
That was from somebody else. We did see the text messages, and that was I think a different girlfriend. I don't think that was Grace,
no,
but that's still a problem.
I thought the texts were him. That I'm gonna kill myself.
No, it was him, but I don't think those texts were to Grace, is what I read, which is still
Wait,
bad.
no, I think it was still regarding the head injury conversation.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Well, regardless of who it's to, it's bad regardless.
yeah.
I'm agreeing that it's still bad. I just didn't remember. I thought it was those were texts sent to a different partner, but were used as an example of like his history of behavior, a pattern of behavior.
Mm.
That was I thought what I read. So it's like
I
that's
could have
makes it.
sworn. Okay, I mean,
It's still
oh,
bad. It's bad either way.
it's bad either way. But yeah, man, it's just really disappointing to see how the kind of person that he is turned out to be with yeah, putting his hands on women and just the whole inflated sense of ego. Like, I am a great man. You need to be my white Michelle Obama. Like, what the fuck? What is that?
Dog. It's like, yeah, do you know who
Loretta
Coretta
Scott
Scott
King.
King is? Wife of Martin Luther King. I'm like, buddy,
What are you
what
what are you doing?
what are you what are you doing? Like what? I I know sometimes in the realm of facetiousness is like trying to make light of a very terse, intense situation. But it's like I played the audio for my partner. I'm just like he sounds ridiculous, and I'm just like what the fuck is this? Um, like uh, here's my question: do you think? I mean, I think we both agree that he's done now. Do you think there is a possibility for him to like redeem himself in his career at some point? I'm not saying within the next year. I'm not even saying within the next 4 years. Like I think it might be like two presidents before
I'm thinking
that.
like
But
10 years he can come back.
I think he may try to come back in five in little things.
Yeah, start
He
small.
might be able to because it's like because I mean
Rehabilitate his
Cri-
image. He's gonna do the long con. Him and Megan Good are gonna settle down, have a
yeah,
family. He's gonna be like he's gonna publicly represented as the dad now with the, with a
yeah.
happy family and marriage. They're gonna be the new face of black excellence. And
If he does it right, because like I would argue that like Chris Brown has arguably done worse
oh
stuff,
yeah,
like including the physical abuse and harassment, because we saw what happened like directly afterwards. But yeah, it's like it doesn't make this situation any less serious. It doesn't make how he behaved any less gross just because there's other people that have done worse and managed to walk it off. But we were in a different type of social media
yeah.
era. You're you it's
Johnathan Majors wasn't even the worst one this year, or was that last year? Because Ezra Miller, that stuff was really bad.
oh, Ezra Miller's stuff was like multi-year spanning. Yeah, Ezra's was way worse. So it's like don't get me again. Domestic violence is
Yeah.
wrong. Domestic violence is bad. We do not condone
No,
domestic
no.
violence. Of the public profiles, Jonathan's was low on the totem pole. The only reason it made such large news coverage is because of the stakes it had uh from like an entertainment landscape because he has a lot of projects on the back burner that he just lost now with this verdict. And I imagine his camp is probably going to try to push back on these charges. And there is a slim possibility that they do, but his career is done in the court of public opinion. He's done for a while. Um,
Yeah. Because like even with
I
RDJ, right? He didn't. I don't think, to my knowledge, he abused anybody. He just like really
no
was.
his yeah his issues were more self destructive. Like if it was like drug issues, it'd suck. But it's like okay, you go to rehab, we can still
Right.
probably keep you. You put your hands on people, especially a woman, especially
A
like
white woman.
being honest. Yeah, a white woman being honest. It's like, yeah, its implications are going to be a lot more drastic. You can't forget who you are in this world to these people. Will Smith tried to pull that shit against another black man and swiftly was
Mm,
corrected. And white America quickly reminded him of who the fuck
mm.
he was. You are never too charming, too charismatic, too attractive to not have white Hollywood turn its back on you and drop you like a hot sack of shit.
Proof's in the pudding.
You will never, yeah, you will never find your place at the table that was never built for you. So just like do you, but like do the right thing.
Talk to him.
Like it's like don't put your hands on nobody. You know, unless you're defending yourself, which there have been like discussions about that possibly being because we saw that whole chase sequence of him running 5 blocks away. But like at least you protect yourself. Like keep your hands. I think the only person that has walked off a woman putting their hands on him was Jay-Z, and he cheated, so he did kind of bring that ass whooping unto himself.
True.
But
I feel like a lot of these dudes not get away with it, but yeah, no, because I feel like justice is starting to get served now. Because like,
I think nowadays it is. I think pre Me Too, you probably could have made it. But we're having a lot of catch up shit. The Diddy shit, we didn't even talk about Diddy, and I don't want to talk about Diddy.
right
I'm gonna
here,
hear
some
some
shit
shit.
might touch
But
us.
like the Diddy, like the way I knew Diddy did that shit was I heard about the case Friday. It was resolved Saturday. I'm like, oh yeah, he did that. Yeah. Settled out of court for like 40
Oh
million.
yeah,
He did that
yeah.
shit.
Shh, shut up.
The, mm,
Shh.
yeah. How did I know Tory Lanez did that shit? Because he never said he didn't do it. He was just like, that bitch blowing it out of proportion. Yeah,
He
he
did
did that
that.
shit. And here's the thing: he could have avoided that by just saying I'm sorry. He didn't
Right,
even have to tell the world. He just
right.
had to tell Meg, but he didn't apologize. So his raggedy little dwarf ass was just like, ha, pew pew pew, fucking Yosemite Sam over here,
So did he shoot at
trying
her
to
foot, or did he
act like
literally
shit's
shoot
sweet.
her foot?
He, I think he shot um down at her foot and it hit her
Oh, her
toe.
toe actually got hit by the bullet.
Yeah, it didn't get shot off, but it did get like hit by the bullet, and there was like evidence of blood and like shell casings and shit like that.
Oh.
So now his hairline is receding in jail. Um it's like you fumbled one of the baddest women in the game right now, all because I mean, one, you shouldn't be shooting nobody, let alone the girl that you came with, regardless of how. I don't care if she cheated, nigga. Get your emotions together. Get it the fuck together. Go to therapy, work that out. Take a boxing class. You know, don't take this out on her. You know, it's like don't do it that way. It's like violence ain't gonna be the answer, and it ain't the solution fucking neither.
Is that the
But
story that they were
at the
dating and
same
she
time, it's
cheated?
like
Is that what happened?
I mean, cheated, jealous. I know that like the rumors were they were together. I can't remember if there was anything. I know the cheating thing was what Party said about them breaking up recently in his interview or his little rippity rap song
He said
that
that Meg cheated in
a lot of people
his
didn't
his
care about.
song.
Yeah, he claimed that Meg cheated
Oh,
first because he made a diss track to his ex, and I'm like, I understand what you're trying to accomplish, but my friend, most of her fans are women, and most people don't know who you are beyond being a writer and being on that one Cardi B song. You are not going to win this in
no,
the court of
no.
women's opinion. You won't. It's not going to be a bunch of dudes pop out like, no, my man Party was
It
wrong, bro. They don't
wasn't.
know you. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like we don't know who you are, my friend. So if Meg says you cheated, damn, you are now the second most hated nigga on the planet behind the nigga that shot her, and one of
Really?
them is in jail.
Right.
So so it's like just hey man, accountability is real. Shit is catching up with people.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'ma just stay indoors and chill.
Right.
I'm a do these shows, work on these movies and stuff like that. But I mean, shit.
Jesus.
Like I think we were shooting the short a couple weeks back. And I had a girlfriend in the movie. I put my arm back. I'm like, are you comfortable with my arm being around your waist while we are in the scene? Is that okay by you? And it's like, yeah, it's fine. Okay, commencing
In three, two.
uh, consensually confirmed behavior. We are outside. Everyone can see us.
It's time to say
There is
hi.
no. You can see my hands right here by the rib cage, not by the breast, not by the ass cheek. Right here in the rib stomach
In the rib
area.
pocket.
No squeezing, just a light inward curl with the no grip with the fingers.
We signed a verbal contract. This is all
Yes,
on the
there were
record.
6 witnesses, including the cameraman. We got it on the record. The fucking audio guy heard like we but
We are.
in all seriousness, we gotta do better, bro. We gotta do better. Not only when it comes to each other, we gotta do better by these women,
I
bro.
agree.
Um, like, cause goddamn, shit's fucked. Black women starting to think we don't love them no more. That ain't true.
No, sir.
Can't, can't relate to that truth,
Couldn't be me.
but got to be more careful. But it's like, no, we gotta make shit safe out here. So before we close out, uh, do we want to talk about the real question that everyone is asking? What do we do with Kang?
Oh Lord.
I have 3 ideas, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Okay. Well, one, he died in Quantumania stupidly, but he did die, which I guess now in retrospect, in hindsight, plays into plays an advantage. Loki, the TVA is on his ass with all those variants.
Yeah,
So the
all up his Bucci cat.
all his bougies. Yeah, his so the problem kind of takes care of itself if you just want to like write that off. Um
Yeah,
so yeah, I think you could either A, bring him back with a different actor because it's multiverse and you can use multiple different versions. I
very
found out
easily.
apparently I'm not the only one that believes it, but a lot of fans really want John Boyega, which I would not be mad at. But because fans
I
want it,
agree.
Marvel probably won't do it. And or just go a different direction. Go Doom. Go Doom with the shit. Doctor Doom me himself.
Damn, John just said he's not interested. Fuck. Well, that's out.
No, Boyega says he's not interested.
God
When the
damn.
fuck did he say this? Just now?
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
Why would you ask him Boyega?
Someone said, "Tell." Huh?
Damn. John will replace Jonathan Majors as Kang. Man,
He said, mm-mm. He said, mm-mm. Get somebody else to do
no.
it.
Why would they say that
That
was
shit
too
must be,
quick? That was too quick, bruv.
yeah, that shit must be nuclear right now.
That's not in the vision for me right now. When did he say no? What, where?
Right with that donkey meme.
That's a shame. It really is a shame.
He
He
said,
did so
"No, no,
good.
no, no, wait, no, 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 no.
This is Will. This
I
is Will
ain't
Smith's chance.
playing as Kane."
This is Will's chance to come back. Will Smith. Will Smith is Kang now.
Oh yeah, sure. That's the one for real. Will Smith is Kang. Yeah, that's the the Fresh Prince of the Multiverse.
the fresh prince of these. The fresh prince of these
In
hands.
West Philadelphia. Time on to go. God, who could do it? What about
Uh,
Kofi? What about him?
Kofi. Who?
Hmm?
Who are you talking about?
For the dark skin dude from Insecure. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I don't know. My ideas were either recast, like you said, I would say John Boyega, but that option seems out. So I guess my backup was retcon Renslayer and make her a Kang variant and let her take over. I like the actress. She has the range. It would give her something the fuck to do. Since we don't know where that storyline is supposed to go, and I don't want a Loki season 3. Uh, there's those two, or and Luke, our good friend of the show, suggested this: make it the Beyonder, since he's the one that originally led to the first Secret Wars, anyways. And just do that and have him be the whole big bad. I don't want to see Doom. People keep saying do Doom. Don't do fucking Doom without establishing the Fantastic Four. Just wait. Doom is its own fucking separate thing. Let it, like, don't do
Well,
Doom.
here's what I feel like they would do, right? If they were to do Doom, because I feel like, you can correct me if I'm wrong. At this point in time, Fantastic Four comes out before Avengers 5 does.
Yes.
So if they were to do
Yeah,
that,
that's still the lineup.
yeah, if they were to do that, they could do like a Loki into Avengers 1 sort of situation. Like you establish Doom in the first movie, and then the second time we see him, he's an Avengers level threat.
You can. I just wish it would be more drawn out because Doom is like a Thanos tier character. Like, you could do that for a long time and have him be, because I don't want them to not use him in future stuff either. Because you can do a lot with Doom as a long
You
term
don't kill off
character.
Doom.
So that means
That's
you
something you
can't
shouldn't
kill
do.
him. Hmm?
Nah. So no, they shouldn't kill him. Maybe they put him in prison
Yeah.
or something. Diminish his power so they can use him in another Fantastic Four movie down the line.
Hmm.
Now, what other villains did they have? The Avengers, right? Because we had Kang, we had
Um.
Thanos, just a universal threat. We had Ultron already.
Yeah.
Who else we
Uh.
got?
Probably like alien races, like the Badoon or some shit. Um.
Badoon.
Now you're
Badoon's the
making me
only
wonder.
other option I could think of. I would have to imagine that I'm gonna bet we're gonna go back to after this multiverse phase. We're gonna go back to ironically what people like knew in the 90s as the big franchises, right? And that's the
Mhm.
next phase. That's phase 6 of the MCU, which
I mean,
Avengers
I'm
wasn't
telling.
shit prior to 2008 as far as public perception goes. So then the majority of the focus of the MCU, obviously they can still have their projects, their outside projects, but I have a feeling they're going to start making less and less of those. So the primary focus will be Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and the X-Men.
I'm telling you right now, the next saga is called the Mutation Saga.
I can see it. I'm not mad at it.
Um,
I wouldn't be
I have
mad
been
at it.
saying that shit for years. I called Kang as the new villain until all this fuckery came about. I wasn't expecting that. I'm telling people right now, it's like next saga is Mutation, and like you said, it's going to be Fantastic Four, Spider Man, and the X Men, and it's gonna be a soft reboot where they shift away from like some set of heroes and move over to a bunch of other ones, so they don't have to worry about the adult ones. You get your Avenger-ish ones out the way, but then you're gonna have new teams. So you have like Young Avengers, X-Men, fucking oh god, what are some of the like X Factor, X Force? It'd be like seasons of X. Now, and I mean, I even told you what I think their premise should be about. Like, we've already done the race allegory, we've done the sexuality allegory. So the next step is to do intersectionality. What does it mean to be somebody that is a mutant overlapping with another identity? So it's like you have a black mutant. What is that like? You have a gay mutant. What is that like? How do you navigate the world where people think you're just one thing when you're actually multiple things? So it's kind of like, being multifaceted. You can't just
Do
look
you
at
think the
me as a
MCU
mutant.
is would be that complex or nuanced with their storytelling? Because
I
which
didn't
is
say they'd be good at it. I just said that's what they should do.
that'd be cool.
Because
I,
you're gonna have a non-binary mutant, and it's like, you know, it's finna happen. You're like you know, it's I don't know. They're gonna try to do something with
We
it.
sort of have that in boys,
Yeah, yeah.
semi.
And the boys has done pretty good with it so far, but I mean that's a whole different bag of cats. So it's like if you do have a non-binary mutant on the boys, and they're dope as fuck, and they have an interesting story. Now just
Yeah,
take that writing and then put it over here. Take that writing over at Gen V and then put it over here when you do New Mutants again.
they were. I don't know, man. I would like them to. Believe me, I want them to. But also, bitches need to get off their fucking high horse with this with the Annie Taylor Joy Silver Surfer being like, "Oh, woman." I'm like, "Shut
Shut
up.
up! Shut the fuck
You
up!
don't even read Silver Surfer,
You
bro.
don't. You don't even know his name
What are
is
you mad
Norm
about?
Rad. You don't know what this nigga's name is. You,
What are you mad about, bro?
first of all,
Get out of here."
Anya Taylor Joy can act her ass off. Secondly, you
Right.
mean to tell me you're gonna complain? You angry hot blooded male are suddenly caring about comic accuracy over seeing silver body painted Anya Taylor Joy. I know your search history, sir, and they all look like Taylor Swift. You you have the ragiest and angriest of boners right now, and your mind is a complexity because of it. It's like, no, I want to hate it, but then your imagination kicks in. You're like, ooh, but wait, perhaps I was too brash. Like if she's
I'm
the
too
Silver
angry.
Surfer, I mean, it'd be weird, but if you have a good story, it's a good story. You know, I'm not some Silver Surfer stan. So whatever.
I don't care, bro.
Yeah. They can make
I don't
Galactus a
care.
woman. I wouldn't give a shit.
I don't
Yeah, it's
care.
like I don't, bro.
It's a surfer who is silver. Let her or him do whatever the fuck they're gonna
Him,
do.
her,
They're
they,
gonna
them, it, he, she, you name it. I don't give a fuck. Like I don't care about like the biological sex of the fucking Silver Surfer. Do they still act cool as shit and fly around on a giant surfboard? If they put this nigga on skis, I'll be mad. If he's the Silver Skier, they throw this motherfucker on.
the silver
They throw this
skater.
motherfucker on.
Imagine him just skiing in
Yeah,
space.
the motherfucking Silver Skater and throw him on some rollerblades and shit. Yeah, I get why people be a little upset. You know, they
The silver slider
yeah, paint him yellow
sliding in place.
and like throw a kite on him. Ah, yes, the gold glider. The who nigga? Like, bitch, what? No. It's like you pull some shit like that. Yeah, I'd be a little perturbed. It's like, but and Marvel has sometimes really talented writers, sometimes average writers. There's plenty of shit that you could like write around. Now, if you
Right.
make Storm white, yes, I'm gonna be mad about that because that don't make no fucking
Oh, of
sense.
course.
But
Right.
Silver Surfer being a woman, I don't give a fuck. Fucking Galactus being a
No,
woman, I don't give a fuck. Matter of fact, here's what I'll throw some shit out there right now. Oh wait, no, they can't do it. Never mind, because she's somebody else. Um,
what?
I was gonna say make Salma Hayek Galactus just to make people mad, but they you can't because they already wasted her in Eternals. Um,
make Helen Mirren Galactus.
nah, fuck it. I'm gonna do something worse. J Lo is Galactus. Piss and cry about it.
Cardi B is Galactus.
Hmm?
Cardi B is Galactus.
Sure. Why not? Who's who cares?
Reba McEntire is Galactus.
Yes. Wait, that'd be kind of hilarious. I'm just a mom who works two jobs.
Who feeds her kids and never stops.
I'm a survivor. Dolly Parton is Galactus. And Miley Cyrus is the Silver Surfer.
That I'd pay full price for
I
that.
would absolutely pay full price and sit right up under the screen. I see that shit in 40x.
X.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. We got anything else to say about the Majors case or the prospects for the future. Like, just John, I wish you healing grace. I hope you find some healing and peace too after all this. Everybody, get your shit together. Keep your hands off these women. Keep your hands off these men and these other gender, non-gender denominations. Just stop putting your hands on people.
Stop touching
Yeah,
people.
stop touching people
Don't touch
in
anybody.
multiple ways. Keep your hands to yourself. You know, if you got something to say, write it down first before you try to cuss a motherfucker out.
Keep your hands to yourself, send your thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, just meditate, do some breathing exercises, go for a walk, drink some
Take a walk.
water, get some ice cream. Go to therapy. Um,
Drink some tea.
drink some tea. Let that shit boil for a little
Get a
bit.
journal. Take some notes.
Exactly. This motherfucker spitting. Write some poetry. Get it out that way. You know, make art.
Right. Scream into a pillow if you need to.
Yeah, just find other outlets versus externalizing it into a person. And then make Renslayer Kang so that she has something to do. She's a good actress, so might as well use her.
Get that girl something to do. She need it.
She need a job.
Good job. We need
She's
to see
just a
more of
baby.
her.
She's just a 37-year-old baby.
This is a 37-year-old baby girl.
Baby girl. Yeah, we're tired as fuck. Aaron, do you have anything you want to plug for? Cut this shit off.
I'm tired. Speaking of being tired, I just had a video drop for we just covered Rampage, the
Woo.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie on the Real Rejects channel. Go check that out. My TikTok is Aaron Alexander 64, and my wait no, it's the real Aaron Alexander. It's spelled REEL at
Ooh.
TikTok, and then the real spelled the normal way, Aaron Alexander on Instagram.
Okay. I will have to change the plugs. If you would like to find me, you can find me on Instagram at Will the Greatest. You can also find me on TikTok at Will the Greatest, and you can find me on YouTube also at Will the Greatest. And yeah, don't forget to like the show, share the show, rate it 5 stars, tell your friends. Don't forget to hashtag AskAce. We will see you all whenever, maybe next week. Who knows? Peace.
Peace.